What's up, everybody? Welcome to a new YouTube video. Today we're going to be continuing our series where we build a Shopify store using the Alpha Wolf Shopify theme. So those who don't know, this is the theme that we've been using for the past few episodes here. And today we're going to be continuing our series where we talk about the footer. Now the footer, just a quick recap, guys, for everybody who doesn't know. The footer is where all your secondary links go, okay? The primary links are the links that should be on the header. Now, what are primary links? What are secondary links? Primary link is a link that simply relates to the process of making money, okay? So notice here in our header, we have, for example, women's section or collection, and we have crop tops, shorts, leggings, etc. These directly relate to the sale of a product or making money. We want to reduce friction. That's a key word, friction. We want to reduce friction. And basically what friction is the more buttons that a consumer has to click to get to the purchasing point or the checkout point is decreasing your chance of getting a sale. So we want to decrease friction, therefore by increasing sales, okay? Now, let's talk about the footer. The footer is supposed to have all the other links that are referred to as secondary links, okay? So let's go ahead and start building the footer. Now, the theme we're using is the Wolf of Shopify Alpha theme, or the Alpha Wolf theme, okay? I'll leave a link in the description box down below. It should take you to this site. You could either click Add to Cart, or you could simply click on the Alpha Wolf button. It's the second link here, and it will take you to the right page. Now, with that being said, we have the theme here. I got a little distracted for a second. Let's go ahead and click on the footer, and let's see what's built in already. So the first thing we have is, and by the way, guys, not all themes are created equal, so you want to be aware of what theme you're using. But in this theme, we get to add blocks, okay? So let me just go ahead and, we'll just delete all the blocks that are currently available, just so that everybody can get an idea of these blocks, okay? We're going to hit add news, delete the newsletter, delete the logo, delete everything. Okay, so essentially we have an empty footer. Now, can the footer be empty like this? The answer is yes. But in that case, you're going to be missing out on adding particular links, and that will hold you back from advertising. So, for example, on Google has a requirement that you have your address and things like that listed in your footer. Okay, or not necessarily listed in footer, but definitely on the website. The best place to do that is the footer. Okay, and you will not be allowed to advertise on Google without things like that appearing. So there are certain things you are going to want to include in your footer. So let's go ahead and hit add block here. Now there's a lot of things that you can add to the block. Okay, we have add logo and copyright. Let's go ahead and start with that as the very first thing. Okay, so notice here we have copyright, all rights reserved, and then we have this little logo thing. Let's go ahead and select an actual logo. So in my case, I have one. I can select this one. This will be good enough for us for now. Just add your logo. Very, very simple process, right? Let's hit select. And we can change the copyright. We can change the year. So I could write 2021 here. Copyright, all rights reserved, etc. Now the critical thing here is this width. You can choose how wide you want this section, or this block rather. So for us, let's just leave it the way it is because we don't know what we're going to be adding next to the logo. Let's go ahead and see what's next. So we have footer text, we have add menu, we have add newsletter, we have add newsletter number 2, so it will be a different style, so 2 different styles. We have add socials, add content HTML, add content HTML2. So just to be clear, the content HTML, these are places where you can add HTML code, okay? So there's a lot of, different widgets, different features that people can add to their websites in code format, and they allow you to do that here, okay? In our case, we don't need all of this stuff because if we wanted to add text, we could just simply do that. So we're going to remove that, okay? Let's go ahead and go back to the block. What I want to do is I want to add a menu, all right? And let's go ahead and hit save. But I also want a second menu section. So I'm going to hit add block here. Once again, I'm going to hit add menu. So notice how there's 2 sections for the menu. Now, if we read this, it says quick links. Please pick a link to list here under the footer/links. So the first thing I'm going to do is in the first block, I'm going to be adding a menu, all right, for our our main menu. These are our product menus, and I'll explain why I'm doing that, but I'll just kind of leave that here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this quick links above the one of above it. So here, essentially, this is our first menu. We have our men's, we have our women's. And notice here, when I click on men's, it takes me just straight to the men's products and straight to the women's products. There's no drop down here. The reason why that is because footer menus are not programmed to have drop downs. Now, I've actually set this up for a very specific reason. I'll explain. So when a consumer is on your website at times, there are going to be times where they scroll down, right? And they want to get back up to the top, but they're too lazy. Believe it or not, you could say, it's hard to believe that consumers would actually be lazy using a cell phone, but it is true. And so what we did is we kept these two categories very bland, very basic. We have men's, we have women's products. We don't want to overdo it, okay? Now, just real quick, I'm going to, instead of calling it quick links, I'm going to be calling it shop by collection. We could call it shop by category, shop by collection, shop by whatever, or just shop. The title is really irrelevant for now. Let's go ahead and hit save. So now you guys kind of get that concept. Well, the next thing we want to do is we want to add all the boring links, the privacy policies, the you guys know, the refund policies, etc. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here to settings, and we could do kind of a few things. We could either hit the legal button, or you could just search here for policies. Let's hit the legal button. So what we're going to do is we're going to create from template here, and create from template. Now, what you want to do is when you create these policies from template, you want to actually read what it says and alter it to your liking, okay? This is not a legal class, so we're not going to really talk about how to edit it. You could literally just edit it manually. It doesn't really matter how you edit it, and there are many videos on the internet for that, but just be aware, once again, I hit the wrong button on my keyboard, but once again, kind of add policies that you feel are right for your business, okay? Good example of this is I had a client one time who never edited the policies that we had in the store, and they didn't want those specific policies, and they never mentioned anything about it. They went a lifetime with the same policies, and they didn't do anything about it, and I'm sure that happens to many different people because they just don't pay attention to policies. Policies are very important. Now, let's head over back to our theme here and hit navigation. Navigation is we're going to create a menu. So we're going to go over here and click on this add menu button, okay? And we're going to call this our links, okay? Privacy, policy, links, okay? Or we could just call it policy links. Keep it that way. Let's hit save, all right? And with this link section, we're going to go over here to links, and we're going to go to policies, okay? We have privacy policy. We have, let's just look at our policies once again. We have refund policy, and we have terms of service policy. Let's go ahead and get that. All right. Then let's hit save. Now let's go back. Now we have our policy link. So let's go back to our online store, hit customize. And let's go to our footer. And let's go to our second quick links. So this section right here. And let's simply select the menu that we just created, which in this case is called policy links. So we have our privacy policy, refund policy, terms of service, etc. And I'm going to call this policies. Instead of quick links, we'll call it policies. Okay? Now, since the first one that says shop by collection is in all caps, I'm going to keep that the same throughout. So, policies in all caps. All right? Let's hit save. Now, what I want to do is I want to add another link here. This other link is going to be, or this section for quick links, is going to be yet again another section for links, but definitely not the type of links we had earlier. And I'll explain. These links here that we're going to have are going to be for extra, what I call affiliate partnership links. So instead of quick links, we're going to call it partnership. Okay, let's hit save. And these are going to be all the links that are, if you want to hire employees, if you want to have an affiliate program, if you want for people to contact you or anything like that, you just simply add those specific links. And so let's go ahead and create a menu. and we'll call this policy. Or let's call it extras. How about that? Because we're gonna add a few more links here. Let's hit add menu. The first thing we're gonna need to do is have a contact us page, right? Now notice we don't actually have these kind of pages, so we're gonna have to create some of them. So let's just save our menu and let's jump over here to pages. Okay. Turns out we do have a contact page. Let's go ahead and view the page. Let's see if it has the right structure here. Yep, it has the right structure. Now, we could customize that page, guys. We could give it a banner and all this nice stuff. But for the sake of the video, all we need is a page created. So we'll just call this Contact Us. And let's jump back here and let's create another few pages. These extra pages. And go over here, guys, and you see this theme template. Okay, you have a whole bunch of different ones here. You can add whatever ones you want. FAQs, let's go ahead and add that page. Now, if we view the page, there's not going to be any legitimate FAQs. At least I don't think so. Yeah, no legitimate FAQs. We're going to have to manually add that in. I'll show you guys how to do that. But let's just go ahead and add those pages for now. Let's hit add page. And by the way, guys, this is not a requirement for you to do. This FAQs, I think you kind of should. But, you know, well, not that I think. I think you should do it, actually. But, you know, the About Us and things like that, those don't really necessarily boost conversion rates unless the About Us is tied to your brand story, your brand imaging, okay? So, for example, if, let's say I own a product where I hand make every product, in that case, About Us would matter. But if it's like a clothing brand like Alphalete, it doesn't really matter, okay? Gallery, we can choose to add it. Team, we could choose to add it. FAQs, we added. Contact, About Us, we're good for now, okay? So now let's head over back to navigation. Let's add these specific pages. So we have our extras here, and we're going to hit add to menu, and we're going to look for these extra pages. So we have pages, we have About Us. Let's add that. We have Contact Us, and we have another page here, FAQs. Well, we're not done yet because we want to add, like, let's say if we have positions available, careers, right? So we can call it careers. And whatever link that is, I'm going to just click the homepage link for now because I don't have a button for that page. But let's just click add. So if you want to have any careers, you know, employees that work for you to apply, right? Careers. We also have affiliate. Or you could call it, you know, be an ambassador, right? You could call it whatever you want to call it, right, for the link. And we'll just, once again, add it to the homepage. You guys should actually add the proper link here, okay? Let's hit save. And we're going to make these top two capital just to make everything flow. About Us is in caps, and Contact Us should also be in caps, just to make, once again, everything, you know, everything is orderly. And so we have a bunch of links here. So let's head over back to our online store, hit customize, scroll down, and look for our footer, and simply go to the last part, which that says partnership. We'll just change it to extras. And let's select the menu, and let's select the extras menu. Notice how we have now the third menu. So at this point, we can choose one of two things. We can have this empty space and just leave it. We can, increase the width for each kind of area, or we can add an extra section. I personally like to add an extra section, so I'm going to go here and add block, and I'm going to add newsletter. Just something very simple, just like this, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it slightly bigger, but notice how it went down here. That's because these are a little bit larger. I'm going to decrease the size here. So the extras, let's just make it, let's just see what policies is maybe, and let's see what shop by collection is, 20%. Let's create shop by collection, 16%. Policies, let's look at 16% as well. And it all fits just perfectly right there. So we have our logo, we have menu 1, menu 2, menu 3, and then newsletter. We could have done it a little bit differently. I personally don't recommend you have a very large footer. Just doesn't look clean, doesn't look professional. But as you guys can see, this looks very professional. Any kind of store would be happy with this kind of product, right? It doesn't look bad at all. With that being said, okay, some people may ask the question, clearly you have a newsletter sign up on the very bottom here. Why would you want to have a newsletter sign up in the footer? Well, it's very simple. It's because people don't just only end up in the homepage, they end up on product pages too. So for example, let me just go ahead and save the progress here. If I'm a customer and I'm browsing through the website and I say, oh wow, I like these pair of shorts. Well, there's no newsletter section here unless I scroll all the way down, and that's where it is, right? Along with our, I guess you could say this, sticky add to cart, which sticky add to cart is very important. Just a side note, when viewers are scrolling through and they pass the add to cart button, especially if you have a larger page, a sticky add to cart should exist, because the individual is going to look at the related products, decide that they don't want any of the related, but want the exact product that they're seeing, hit the add to cart button. Guess what? One product checkout exists, one click checkout, not one product, one click checkout exists. And once again, this reduces friction. Friction, guys, is that keyword. I want you guys to never, ever, ever forget it. All right. So this is a short video that lasted 16 minutes. And that's really all I have to say for this video. It was my pleasure creating this episode. I'm happy that you guys are watching, happy that you guys are enjoying. I'll talk to you guys later. If you have any questions about the theme, any kind of setup questions, please comments down below. I'm happy to see them, happy to answer them. We're doing daily uploads. We're getting focused. We're working on our businesses. We're going hard. I got my businesses I'm working on. I'm grinding. And you guys know how it is. Every day is a long day, but, we're all working towards a greater future. These YouTube videos just keep me sane. I enjoy, having fun creating these YouTube videos, and most importantly, staying accountable to myself. I hate to say that I'll do something and not do it, and you guys know I haven't held up my end of the bargain for the past few months. Every time I would say, yeah, I'm going to daily upload, and I kind of never did. So, for this channel, daily uploading is something that I do want to see myself do, and we're working on it, right? So I'll talk to you guys later.